Welcome to part 3 of the Blender Beginner course. In this video, we will complete the rest of the radial modeling. So after opening our previously saved file, press 1 on the numpad for front view. Then press Shift and right-click over here to place the 3D cursor there. Then add a cylinder. And scale it down by pressing S on the keyboard. Now, we need this cylinder to rotate 90 degrees in the x-axis. So press R, 90, and then X for the x-axis. And we can also move it a bit in the y-axis. But to move it accurately, first press 7 on numpad to go to the top view. Then enter X-ray mode by pressing Alt+C. Now press G and Y to move it a bit. Exit out of the X-ray mode. Now, go to its edit mode by pressing Tab on the keyboard, and enter vertex selection mode by pressing 1. Then Alt left click on this edge loop to select it. Now we will bevel this loop, so select the bevel tool option from the toolbar. Then click and drag the yellow dot to bevel. Now, expand the operator panel from below, and change segments to around 3. Then adjust the width if required. Let's undo these, and look at a quicker way. First, select the selection tool back. Then with the edges selected, press Ctrl+B to bevel. And to adjust the number of segments, scroll the mouse wheel up or down, and left click to confirm. Now, let's put the 3D cursor on top of this face. So switch to front view, and press Shift plus right click on the mouse. Now, let's add a cube here. Then press S to scale it down. Now press S to scale, and then X to scale it on X-axis. Now enter face selection mode, and select this top face. Scale it down. Then again press S, and then Z to scale down a bit on the Z-axis. Now in object mode, right-click, and select Shade Smooth. We are getting some issues here with the cube. So switch back to edit mode, select the cube with Ctrl+L. Then right-click on mouse and select Shade Flat. Let's rename this as Knob, or Channel Selector. Now let's create the antenna. So switch to top view by pressing 7 on the numpad. Place the 3D cursor over here with Shift plus right click. And then add a cylinder. Then in the operator panel, change the number of segments to something like 8. Switch to edit mode, and scale this down. Then select the top face. And press I to inset it. Left click to confirm it. Then press 1 on numpad for the front view, and E to extrude it up. And maybe move it slightly by pressing G on the keyboard. Again press E to extrude. But this time, cancel the movement with the right click. Now press S to scale it up a bit, and E to extrude again. Now we need to rotate this part a little. But we need to select the part first. You can press Ctrl plus numpad to increase the selection here, and Ctrl plus numpad minus to decrease the selection if you went extra. Then press R to rotate. Exit out of the edit mode, and let's name this as antenna. Now let's create the legs. First, go to the bottom view by pressing Ctrl+7 on the numpad. You can also click on this blue dot to enter the bottom view. Now select the body, and enter its edit mode. Then select this bottom face, and duplicate it. Then move it a bit on the X-axis. Then in front view, extrude this face down. Now add a loop cut in the middle. Then right-click to cancel the movement, so it stays right there. Now bevel it with Ctrl+B, and use the mouse wheel to adjust the number of segments. Now select all of the leg by pressing Ctrl+L on the keyboard. You can scale it again if you need to. Now press P, and select selection to separate it from the body. Now press Tab to exit out of edit mode, select the leg, and enter its edit mode. Press / to enter its local view. Now to fix the top, you can add loop cuts here. But let's not do that. Instead, select the top faces. Then press X, and select faces to delete them. Exit out of the local view. Now we need one more leg here. We can duplicate it, then move that manually. But since we want the other leg to be of the same distance as this leg is from the center, we can first select everything by pressing A. Then go to the mesh option above and select Symmetrize. Now exit out of edit mode. Then rename it as legs. And maybe move it a little on the Z-axis. Now finally, let's see how you can add text in Blender. In the front view, place the cursor here with Shift right click. Now, press Shift plus A and select text to add text. But the text got added in the wrong direction. So press R, 90, and X to rotate it 90 degrees on X-axis. And also scale it down by pressing S on the keyboard. Now obviously you don't want the text to just show text written. So, enter edit mode to edit the text. Use backspace to delete the default text, and type whatever you want. But let's actually type radio, since that's what it is in the thumbnail. Exit out of the edit mode. Now go to the object data properties here, and click on font. Then click on the file icon to open a list of fonts. Now you can choose any font here, or if you want the font preview to appear, then simply click on the 4 square symbol over here, and wait for a moment so the fonts show up. You can select any font you like. These are all in alphabetical order. So once you have selected a font, select Open Font. Currently, our text is completely flat. To make it a bit 3D, we need to add thickness to it. So select Geometry here, and increase the extrude value a little. And since there are too many triangles in the scene due to this text, we can reduce some of it via Decimate modifier. So go to the modifier properties, and select Add Modifier. Then choose Decimate modifier from the second column. And lower down the ratio value from here until the geometry doesn't break. We can also move this a little on the X-axis. So our modeling is complete, but before you close down this video, I want to address something called object origin. The origin point is that yellow point that you see with every object. If you rotate or scale your objects, that object rotates or scales around the object's origin. Now since this object was part of the body, before we separated it, the origin is still where the body object's origin is located. So to set its origin back to the right geometry, go to the Object menu, and set the origin to Geometry. Or you can simply right-click after selecting an object, and set the origin to the geometry. That's all for today. Don't forget to save your project using Ctrl, Shift, and As. In the next part, we will look at lighting, and also how to add materials to your model. See you in the next one. If you learned anything new, please drop a like to this video, and subscribe if you are new to this channel. Thanks for watching.